Hi, it's your old pal, Life the Impaler. You hear that? Here there be dragon scales. I'm kidding. There's no dragon scales. There's no dragon scales. Literally none for like hours and hours. This is my Coin Hunt World Chinese New Year event review. Now, I've been playing Coin Hunt World since early November, so this is only my third major event, but it was by far the most difficult. Let's get into it. Unlike the Christmas event where we had to drive all over the city to visit trees for a chance at a blueprint drop, this event we could get the Tiger, Qipao, and Dragon blueprints from any user vault. This was a huge relief for those of us who don't own cars. This was the second quest chain we've seen in the game, and it was quite different from the Christmas quest chain. This time you didn't have to commit a single key to the quest chain until you were certain you could complete the quest chain. This was great because this quest chain was insanely difficult, and like the Christmas event, if people had committed those yellow and red keys only to discover later that they couldn't finish the quest chain, there would have been many unhappy players. I intended to finish this quest chain just like the Christmas one, whether or not I had to go through hell, high water, and destroyed feet, but it became clear after a couple of days that I probably was not going to finish it. There were a lot of contributing factors to this. Though we were assured that this wasn't the case, many of us had the feeling that resource boxes were not dropping as frequently as they should. On numerous occasions, I went 4 or 5 user vaults in a row without a single resource box dropping.
Sounds like my mom trying to remember.
And no resource box again. All right, off to a bad start. This is going to be a long grind. At one point on the second night, I only got 1 resource box from 9 user vaults. Yeah. So the RNG gods were definitely not smiling upon me. It wasn't all bad news. I got the Qipao blueprint on the first hour of the first night, and I got the Tiger blueprint later that same night. Unfortunately, after 20 cumulative hours of gameplay, I never got the Dragon blueprint. I finally threw in the towel Friday morning during a 1-hour hunt before work. At the time, I had 105 dragon scales, but during that hour of hunting, I got 0 dragon scales, even though we had just gotten a message saying that resource drops had improved. I figured out I was averaging between 10 and 15 dragon scales for every 2 hours of hunting. I did the mental math, and I realized that there was no way I was going to get 400 dragon scales by the end of the day Monday. Also, I'd burned through so many green keys in order to get the better resource boxes from green vaults that I no longer had enough keys to finish the quest chain. To make matters worse, I had 2 buddy quest fails that week, and I was really counting on that extra yellow key to pad my inventory. There were a lot of other factors at play too. My left foot is still messed up from all the walking I did during the Christmas event. I'm starting physical therapy soon. And the temperatures in Minneapolis were in the single digits or below 0 the entire week. One day, the wind chill was 24 degrees below 0 Fahrenheit. Not that European Celsius stuff, Fahrenheit. A real man's temperature measurement. If you've been monitoring Discord, you know that precious few people have finished the quest chain for this event. I don't have the exact numbers, obviously, and there's still a few hours left in the event as I speak, but by my count, there's been maybe 20 people that have finished the quest chain. The UK, there's only been 4 people that have finished the quest chain. That means there's still an NFT in the UK waiting to be claimed. The primary bottleneck, of course, was those dreaded dragon scales. These suckers simply were not dropping. To get those 400 dragon scales, I would have had to quit my job and hunt day and night and spend like $200 in gas. I haven't owned a car since 2003. I have no idea how much gas costs. What is it, $20 a gallon? So after all that effort, what did people get when they completed the quest chain? Well, it varied. Here's Zach opening his chest live on Twitch where he broadcasts under the name Mixadus. Mixadus? Maxadus. Maxidus. Nailed it. There was the NFT, of course, and lots of epic resources, some of which I didn't even recognize, so I'm sure that's great for the OG players, but I'm not sure how useful that would have been for us new players. On the subject of so few people completing the quest chain, there was some debate on Discord before the event started about how some of these events are a little too easy. Not easy, but you know, kind of easy. Actually, they're pretty hard. but they were easy enough for hundreds of people to complete the event, which diminished the value of the cubies. Well, it seems like the developers were thinking the same thing. I'll be shocked if more than 40 people finish this quest chain. For those of us with jobs and mortgages to pay, hopefully the next quest chain will be a little bit easier. After all, this is still a relatively new game, and only the second quest chain ever, so I'm sure the developers are learning and refining events as they gather the data. I'm sure they'll find the sweet spot eventually, hopefully without me re-injuring my foot. With so many people talking about how disappointed they are that they couldn't finish the quest chain, I just want to remind everybody that we were earning crypto the whole time. I mean, look at those numbers. Wow. I mean, I had a little crypto carried over from the previous week because I'd hardly hunted and therefore there was no uphold transfer, but after all those green vaults, I am looking good. Can't complain. As always, please like and subscribe, and if you're new to Coin Hunt World and you haven't established your headquarters yet, consider using my referral code. Doing so will get free loot for both you and me.